So how's that feeling?
Feels good. Like a coldness down my left leg.
On the left leg.
Yeah. It's tingling now on me. Oh, like a tingling there now.
Feel that, yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Tingling on
Good.
both, yeah. Cold and tingling.
And see, over the past few days, you know, with burnout and fatigue, if we don't get that energy flowing, your body can't recover.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
How long have you been feeling like this?
I suppose all in all, probably the best part of 3.5 years.
Wow.
3.5 years. It kind of was coming in droves, so there was times I felt I couldn't get out of bed, and then other times it was a bit better, but in general just chronic fatigue, no energy.
Yeah. And this is what we're seeing a lot in our clinics now. We're seeing a lot of people with burnout, chronic fatigue, you know, often classed as depression, because people are anxious and depressed because they can't get out of bed, they can't go to work, and suddenly they're told take these antidepressants or sleeping pills, and then they think, oh God, well, I feel a little bit better and I can get on. But ultimately, unless you change your model of living, you know, which is what we've been talking about over the last few days, that we have to look at everything in our life. You know, the amount of hours we're giving to work, the amount of hours we're giving to ourselves, our family.
Yeah.
And this is so important for people. That so when people like yourself come to me, we know that they're stressed and anxious, which means that they are in sympathetic overload.
Yeah.
So when we work with the energy system, the whole idea is to recalibrate your system, but to reset your body, to take you out of that nervous system overload, your autonomic nervous system overload, and bring you back into parasympathetic space.
Yeah.
Do you appreciate what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you understand it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And have you found, how's it been feeling? I will say this is your 4th day, but I know the first day you came you were...
Yeah, well, as I say, on the first day I felt quite exhausted coming down.
Okay.
I was suffering with aches and pains and as I say, chronic fatigue. Day 2 then I felt tired again.
Yeah,
but
I felt even worse.
I felt worse on day 2 now, I was very tired. Now I have to say, day 3 when I woke up, I felt an increase, which was yesterday. I felt an increase in my energy, definitely.
Okay.
And I went out to the beach, Lahinch Beach,
good.
I went for a little walk, and again this morning when I woke up, I certainly felt better. I feel like I've had another little increase in energy.
Yes.
So day 3 and day 4, I have noticed improvements in my energy. You know.
So and the nutrition as well, of course.
And of course the nutrition. I went through the nutrition, and I hope I'm going to change my diet, obviously. So I presume that's going to help.
Yeah, and the other side of it is, you see, that one of the important things, and often the reason why you really begin to feel some little change now, is because there is hope. Yeah. Because your doctor told you that you had to live with this for the rest of your life.
Yeah, my doctor basically told me it was anxiety and depression and grief. I had lost my mum and my dad in a short period of time. Yeah. And I was told it was all the grief and the loss, and basically that was going to be me, and I had to learn to live with it and find a way around it. Yes. Which I didn't accept, because I never at any point felt depressed as such. It was more so an overwhelming lack of energy. Yeah. You know? It wasn't that I didn't want to go and do things, I just physically felt I couldn't, you know. Yeah.
And this is the big thing for people, that nowadays, that people are emotionally burnt out, people are physically burnt out. Yeah. You know, people lack hope in their life, they're told nothing can be done, believing that we're going to pop some pill that's going to solve our problem. That's right. Then you're getting anxious, then that's going to cause anxiety, which is what you had. Yeah. And that is going to cause depression, of course. Yeah. But it's no good if we deal with the symptom. No. And even if you came here and weren't feeling any different in these few days, we're still going to zone in on focusing on what's causing your problem, looking at your model of life and living, because it's the model of living that we have adapted to over the last 10, 15, 20 years has led us to believe that the external world gives us everything, but it's only compensatory for what's really going on in our life and what we need to go internally. That's so now you now know what's causing your problem. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Which is huge. Yeah. So if you know what's causing your problem, now you can look at dealing with and change that, and therefore if you deal with that, then your body symptomatically can begin to heal and recover.
Repair, yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And but the key here is like working with the energy, and I know we're only working with the feet at the moment, but working with the energy overall, how have you felt that?
Oh, like
in the context of...
I found it brilliant. Like, I mean, you know, I was coming down and I didn't understand much about the bioenergy thing, but I mean, just when you're working your hands on me, I can clearly feel the blood flowing better in my feet. I can feel like a tingle, coolness, and I also can definitely say, you know, I have seen, albeit a small improvement in my energy. There certainly is an improvement. Like,
that, you
know,
but we're setting a 3-month plan.
That's right.
That's what we're doing. You know, we're setting a 3-month plan.
Yeah.
And which is what we do for every client.
Yeah.
You start a 3-month program. You get into a process of change.
That's
but
right.
It has to be. This is the first week. And 3 months down the road, we will look back and we will say, okay, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
This is so. Now we can then begin to realize, well, what have you been doing with your health? Have you looked at your work, the hours you're putting in? Have you been looking at your nutrition? Have you been practicing your breathing and visualization?
Yeah.
Okay, so the 3 aspects of the breathing and visualization. So you have your abdominal breathing.
Yeah.
And then you're sensing this flow of energy through your body like we showed you.
That's right.
And then the third thing, you imagine this divine light is penetrating from the top of the head, coming in through the top of the head and illuminating your entire being. And this is what people need.
Yeah.
They need to understand that there's that what we need to recover, to be healthy, doesn't reside outside us.
No.
As I said, it's only compensatory.
Right.
I mean, drugs, it's all compensatory.
Yeah.
Supplements can be the same.
Yeah.
Even therapies can be the same. They're only supplementary to to what we really need, which is to go inside. And it's often the simple changes in people's lives that make a difference.
Yeah.
So for the likes of yourself, and when we train people to become therapists, which I know that you're interested in, but when we train people to become therapists in the energy system, it's not just about training them in the energy system. We're also training therapists to understand the psychology of illness, to understand the importance of nutrition, to understand the importance of the environment and all of that. Yeah. And so if we can train people to be able to work with the energy, to educate you about your nutrition, to get you to look at your environment, look at your relationships, because anything that you've experienced in your life is vibrating here in the energy system. We have to release that. Yeah. We can't go back. Yeah. And a lot of the time it's often to do with emotional stuff of the past, and every human being has that. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Yeah. So the whole idea is that we need to clear that energy and get that energy flowing and where it builds up and how it needs to release and all of that kind of stuff. So, but you feel like you said before you came down, you didn't have hope, but you feel now there is...
Oh yeah, well I suppose I was after seeing multiple alternative like acupuncture and Reiki. I've done reflexology, but anything I've done, including the doctor up to this point, I never got any results as such. Maybe very short term results, you know, but nothing like, I mean, as I say, this is ongoing between 3 and 3.5 years now, I would say.
Right, yeah. And it won't fix itself.
And it won't. And I mean, I've tried the whole rest thing. I've tried everything, and to be honest, I still have the problem. You know?
Yeah.
So,
and the key to it here is, it's not a therapy that's going to fix you.
No.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's right.
It is your own lifestyle change. It's the strategy. Yeah. So you and I, we're going to work over the next 3 months. Yeah. You're going to put in the time and the effort. Yeah. You're going to implement the strategy that we have agreed to work with. Yeah. Nutrition, mindset, emotions, energy, and so on. Getting out in nature, looking at your work hours, all of that, because you probably have taken time off work in the past.
Oh yeah, I have, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's no company out there wants to be paying employees if they're out sick because of stress or burnout.
That's right.
So what we're saying is, we're going to get you back to work, functioning more productively in a shorter space of time, which means frees up time for you. And if we can free up time for you, and you can free up time for you, that means you can put time and effort into you.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, so that's why that 888 model of living that I'm developing, you know, which is 8 hours living, 8 hours working, 8 hours sleeping. Yeah. You know, and if you buy into that model, because you're not sick. There's no all the blood tests that have been done.
Yeah, anything I've ever got done always
it's perfect. Back clear. Yeah. So there has to be something wrong somewhere.
That's right.
So that's why when we work with the energy system of your body, that's why even in these few days that you're beginning to feel a bit of change.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's only the first step.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's very easy to fall back into the old way.
Yeah.
But now your commitment to yourself, your commitment to change is going to be critical. Because most people, the biggest problems that I find is the biggest challenge that people have is resistant to change. Yeah. People resist change, even though it's going to benefit them.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, no, I'm not going to do it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
we're all
it
guilty.
takes time and effort. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to give up that diet. I'm not going to go on that diet. That's too hard.
Yeah.
You know, we make all the excuses not to recover.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we're brought up in the illusion that this is a pill.
Yeah.
We'll solve it with a pill.
Yeah.
We won't.
No.
So every patient that comes to me, you see, is, you know, is in that same situation.
Yeah.
But already in these few days, you're beginning to realize why you feel the way you feel.
Yeah.
You're buying into the strategy for change now.
Absolutely.
And so we work with the energy, and we'll get you on the bench now and in a moment or two, and we get into that mindset.
Yeah.
Because everything begins with an image. So what is the image you have of yourself in 3 months' time? This is what you have to think about.
Absolutely.
How are you emotionally connecting to that?
Yeah.
That's another important thing.
Yeah.
How are you visualizing that? How are you feeding into that? And if you develop obstacles, if there are obstacles that arise,
that's right.
how are you going to overcome them?
Yeah.
So this is why you and I will work with this, and we'll be streaming it to people over the coming weeks, so that they can see your progress.
Absolutely.
And see the time and effort, and they'll be able to put a face to the person I'm talking to. But they'll see the time and effort that you're putting into yourself, and how it is that you can recover from these types of things. Do you get what I'm saying to you?
Oh, absolutely.